Today, marking 1 year since the gut-wrenching tragedy, Hurricane Ida. Historic rainfall drenching New York City and claiming the lives of more than a dozen New Yorkers. It left an immeasurable amount of damage behind. And this story is also the topic of our poll question to you tonight. We're asking, do you think the city is well prepared for another major storm? Grab your phone, scan that QR code, and cast your vote right now. Let's get to News 12's Phil Tate. He joins us from East Flatbush at the very same corner he was at last year when Ida showed its wrath, much drier than the flooded streets you were dealing with last year, Phil.
Yeah, well, Amanda, a completely different scene from last year was here on Glenwood Road in East 46 as this road turned into a river. Cars unable to make their way through as they were overwhelmed by water. Well, it was homes just to the right of me that saw thousands of dollars worth in damages, basements and first floor apartments buckling with water. Well, I spoke with one neighbor and he tells me that Ida was simply a nightmare.
The water was so high, my refrigerator was floating. I had to disconnect my electronics. It was a total mess out here. Cars were floating all on the block. The manhole, the water was gushing from there. It was horrible. My daughter also lost her car. All the neighbors lost their cars and their basements. But we all recovered.
Take a look at the video on your screen from Hurricane Ida as water flooded city streets. Cars covered with water alongside debris and garbage floating around. As you just heard, many neighbors and New Yorkers lost their cars that day as water gushed from every direction, showing no signs of mercy. Well, ahead of today's anniversary, the governor's office of storm recovery offering an umbrella of protection for New Yorkers as hurricane season approaches. An action plan valued at $41.2 million in federal funding to support initiatives that will help New Yorkers adapt to effects of climate change. Well, earlier today, the governor making remarks on Ida's anniversary and in the eye of a changing climate.
Our climate has changed. Whether we want to accept that fact or not, it all has changed. So we always have to be prepared for the very worst. It's a tough way to live, but we have to be prepared to be able to take care of people and respond quickly and literally save lives, because that's what we were called to do this time last year.
And as the city continues to recover, Mayor Adams announced that 2,300 curbside gardens will be installed citywide. That'll bring that number to 11,000. And he says that those are a strong defense in the time of a storm. Well, that's the latest here in East Flatbush. I'm Phil Tate, News 12.